Anyways, thank you for listening. Welcome to the Bad Brothers Podcast. Cue the music.
Shout out.
Now, this is what, if you're a regular listener, you know by now that you've peeked behind the curtain with us that usually we're recording 2 episodes at once, and just kind of how the evening goes, because we haven't talked to each other in 2 weeks, and we were reflecting on the last time we recorded. We have a couple of updates in the first recorded episode, and then a random next episode for the next week. And
that's the cycle.
That is pretty much the cycle. And yeah, there's definitely some updates for this week. You had one. How about we save dog for next week? We'll need that.
It's not really an update.
We'll need that one for next week.
Do I have an update?
You said you did.
I said I have a gripe.
Oh, a gripe. Yeah. Wooden spoon. No,
that's my gripe. So
you can't taste things off the wooden spoon because they taste like wooden spoon.
Yeah. It goes farther than that. I got off work the other day. I've been working like a dog.
He's been working like a dog, folks.
Day in and day out. Well, yeah, was that 2? Well, it was 2 weeks ago. A few episodes ago, we had the video pod from I was working so much.
Yeah, we video podded, and then we recorded at my house outside.
Yep. Okay, so after work, I was hungry, and I was like, I'm going to get myself a little treat. And so right by my work is one of the sketchiest restaurants in Seattle, a McDonald's on 4th Avenue, right next to the sketchy Jack in the Box, which has at one point one of the most 911 calls for all Jack in the Box in the country. But drive through McDonald's, and my treat was an M&M McFlurry.
Okay.
That sounds good. Love me a little frozen mini M&M.
I don't like no. Actually, I'm not a huge fan, to be honest.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Blizzards. I'm a fan of McFlurries.
I like the McFlurries, but the mini M&M one, I don't like that you have to crunch into them because that shell of the M&M gets too hard.
Oh, that's my favorite part. That I love the texture, the frozen chocolate. I like my chocolate cold. Cold chocolate. So I get it. And being as it's Seattle and the climate pledge city of America, and everything being save the turtles, I'm handed the worst McFlurry in my entire life.
How can it be a worse McFlurry? They make it in a machine.
Well, what do they use in that machine?
Wait, it's not ice cream. It's soft serve.
Soft serve.
And M&Ms.
And M&Ms. And what do they use to stir it up with?
That weird spoon.
Yeah, the trademark proprietary spoon that attaches to the blender that stirs it all up, and then you get the weird spoon.
I thought I heard they were going to change that or something.
Well, guess what? I did not receive the proprietary spoon. I did not even receive the proprietary basic plastic spoon. I received a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
And not just any wooden spoon, a wooden spork.
What?
Yes. And this is not your average wooden spoon. Maybe in your kitchen you have a bamboo wooden spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have some other white oak or something like that. Or maybe you're thinking to yourself the little orange cream or chocolate swirl plastic cups of yesteryear with the little wooden spoon attached to the top.
That's what I was going to say. That was just something going around Twitter the other day. I was like, why do I remember the taste of the spoon more than the ice cream itself?
Yeah. So it was not even that good of quality of spoon.
Quoting memes.
This was a wooden spoon a la balsa wood model plane.
I know.
Like I could have snapped it in half with my tongue.
Ugh.
And it's not even sanded or anything. This one legit had a splinter coming off the side, like a sharp thing.
Splinter.
A sharp thing that was like not cut properly coming off the side that I had to break off so I didn't stab my face while driving. And so here's the other problem. I don't know how they're stirring these things because they're not using their proprietary plastic spoons because they're trying to save the turtles. And so it's about half an inch of M&Ms, a ton of M&Ms and ice cream all mixed together, and then just plain ice cream the rest of the way down. It's all on the top.
I'm looking at 2 reviews for this place. 2 of the top, like,
oh yeah, didn't we do fast food reviews one day?
2 of the first 5 on here, I said it wasn't what I wanted, but the waiter said he didn't want to change it for me. It's like 2 of them, and it said the guy gave you the wrong food, or it's like another guy got the wrong food, and the manager said, "No, you have the right food." It's just like,
but it's convenient. It's in between my work and the freeway.
Those convenient places, they get you.
It's between the work and the freeway, between a rock and a hard place is where I was at. And so this wooden spoon, and more strong and worse taste than the wooden paddle from the ice cream of the past.
You know what though? All those M&Ms at the bottom, that might be a blessing in disguise.
No, not at the bottom, the top.
Oh yeah, because they had to pour them in later.
Yeah, they put the ice cream in and they put the M&Ms in, and they're supposed to stir it with the special spoon.
If they would have been at the bottom, that would have been okay, but
yeah, or even halfway. Even if they didn't stir it and they just did half ice cream, a layer of M&Ms, and half ice cream, I could live with that. But what am I supposed to do? Go there and order it like that?
Wow. Wait, this guy's profile pic is Colonel Sanders. When I got my Big Mac, I had a whole ass bite taken out of it. Like a gorilla decided, no. I'm not saying this guy is racist, but like a jungle animal decided to have a nibble, that's not better, of it during production. What happened to you guys? Y'all give customers half-eaten food? Did an employee get hungry and was just like, you know what? I could just take a bite of this Big Mac and go along with my day.
That's the vibe I get from the employees there, actually. Like, I pulled up to the order thing, and no, there's 2 of them. And I pull up to the farther one because the first one says, please pull forward to the next order station or whatever. And no one was there when I got there. I sit there, and then the first thing they say, has someone helped you? I'm like, nope. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And like no one was even there. And you could just hear all this craziness in the background. Anyway.
Here's another person. We received items we didn't pay for. Kids' Happy Meals were not what we ordered. And they do not offer to change it. It's like everybody has the same thing. They get it wrong and they say,
that's what
too
you
bad.
Get. Yeah.
But oh my gosh, somebody wrote a novel.
My gripe isn't actually with the McDonald's. I get that the McDonald's is sketch and whatever. My gripe is
with the licensee.
It's with the fake. It's with the try-hard environmentalism. It's with the turtle straw people. Because it's not just...
That's the problem, the environmentalism?
First it's straws, and we have soggy, smushy, useless paper straws.
Then goes the baby in the baby carriage.
Yeah, then you got wooden spoons that are literally putting splinters in your mouth. And then Also, other places that employ me are using packets of creamer, liquid creamer. This is a stick packet, like the little things that come,
Like a pixie stick shape?
not pixie stick, bigger than that, like a liquid IV or any of those little like things you put in your water.
I thought you were gonna say, what are those nose
Beers, nose beers.
No. Where you like sniff them and you
the smelling salt.
Yeah,
things.
smelling salt.
No, so it's like a aluminum-esque plastic packet that's about this long and this wide, and it has full of creamer, like your basic half and half creamer, liquid, not powder.
Right.
And so you have to rip it and pour it in your coffee. But then it's like, what if you don't want the whole thing, and like someone sets down a half empty or like half and it's just spilling everywhere or whatever, and it's just killing me.
You know what?
All these things.
I do get bothered because,
and they even say that's like, oh, it's not that straw is killing turtles. It's, some other garbage or whatever. Or it's the ocean heating up, or
yeah, for sure.
Beaches getting taken over.
We have talked about the microplastics in the blood and all that stuff on here.
Oh yeah, small gooches.
It is weird because, the times I've gone to Cambodia, it's like the bus, we're drinking bottled water because you don't want to get diarrhea there. And when you're just there for 2 weeks, you don't want to be stuck on the toilet all the time. But like, we'll just pull.
Or you're at a dinner in Israel.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Father. And the bus driver would just pull over, and wherever we're stopping, then he'll just take the garbage cans and dump them out of the back of the bus.
On the street?
Wherever.
Whoa.
But like on a street.
In a bag or no?
No.
Just
in a side yard, out on the side of the road.
Whoa.
Out. But it's like their garbage system, they don't have a good garbage system there.
Yeah.
So they just go zoop. And so what I think is, it's weird because there to them, it's just normal.
Yeah.
So they don't think anything of it.
Do they have microplastic issues?
Sure
do they have are their boys' buttholes being closer to their balls?
I think so, because actually we ship all our recycling over there and it doesn't go anywhere. It just sits in landfills over there.
Yeah, but it's not here.
But that's what I think, because we just wrap up all our garbage and we put it in the recycling, or we put it
in the Robanco train
in the garbage can and tie the bag and put it out in the can, and then you never see it again. So there's like a plus or minus, or a positive or a negative to like
how they say it's easier to save money if you only pay with cash because you're seeing the outflow.
Exactly. And so I've come to where the amount of plastic in things actually really bothers me. The amount of packaging. I hate like going to the store and like putting all my different kinds of produce in all the different plastic bags every week. And so
I never use the produce bags. They bother me for some reason.
I try to get my own, and then Tammy complains.
I just put it in the cart.
I do too. And Tammy has a problem with it because somehow it won't stay right in the... Well, that's another thing. Because
it's just getting put in a plastic bag when you get to the thing.
That's what I said. But another thing is, it's like...
Does she then wash the vegetables with the special...
I know. Her problem is her problem is not with all that. It's how it stays fresh, or in this case, not in the refrigerator. Maybe we're buying different kinds of produce.
What?
Because ours is getting mushy.
Give me a such as.
We buy all kinds.
What's the one that's always left in the fridge and going mushy?
I don't know. She's the one who complains about it. I'm not the one who complains about it.
Maybe the problem is that it's in the bag, trapping the moisture in and getting mushy, when mine is not in a bag and it's in the fridge getting dried out.
That's what I said. But we got some of those that are like the reusable ones, and they actually have more, supposedly more breathability.
Yeah.
And those were the ones that were causing the problems.
Sounds like a bunch of hoopla to me.
I think you know what? Now that we're saying this, it might be a Tammy problem.
You know, people didn't have refrigerators for thousands of years, and they had vegetables.
I know. But that's another thing. It's like I think about that in Cambodia because there's like just little local markets wherever you go. Like,
I mean, I have the pleasure here. You've seen what's in my fridge. It's not produce, because then when I do get produce, I just get it that day or like the day before.
That's another thing, because another thing I'm into is like walkable communities. I told you I joined that Reddit that's called Cars.
Oh yeah, I joined TV's Too High.
Wait, what's that?
Remember TV is Too High?
No.
It's just a bunch of pictures of people's living rooms.
Oh
and
yeah.
The TV is too high. It's always like above the fireplace, and it's like way too high.
Yes, but this one is sort of about like walkable communities. It's a little bit about mass transportation, like having more trains. But if you have more trains and public transportation, you have to have denser communities. And
yeah, did we talk about the line?
Yeah. Wait, did we talk? I think we did talk about that on
Saudi Arabia.
But if you have a denser community, you can pick up your groceries, like 2 days worth of groceries, just on the way home.
Right.
Instead of having to, make a stop at the next exit down the freeway from where you live, so
spending
that you can
$1,000 at Costco.
Exactly. So if you could just get the broccoli you wanted on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the thing. It's like we have refrigeration now. We have good transportation now. It should be easier to just buy the things you want on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, everything's available.
So, but it's just like not always easy for everybody to do that.
You want another solution?
Yeah.
If you live in the correct area.
Mm-hmm.
And this is counter. There's pros and cons. Pros, less spoiled food. Cons, supporting the man. Amazon Fresh. You can schedule the delivery for a certain day, certain time, and they just send you the groceries to your house.
Mm. Yeah, I wonder, is there like a limit or a grocery?
There's only certain areas.
Right.
They have to be like within a certain range of stores.
But you wouldn't have Amazon delivering your groceries like every day. As if I'm saying.
You could.
I know, but then you'd be Taylor Swifting carbon
right. That's
into
what
our,
I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's pros and cons.
Pros and cons and
but
pros
is
and
it
cons.
but is it one van? But is it
pros.
one van sending everyone's groceries out in a little community, as opposed to those 10 people all driving to the store?
know, it's complicated. It is complicated, but
and Bill Gates is buying all the farms.
In terms of the plastic does kind of bother me, but as you go to think about it, it's like the answers aren't easy.
It's not switching to paper straws.
Switching to paper, switching to metal, switching to...
Well, it's like they say about some people, I don't know the stats on this, but some people's arguments to electric cars as of right now is that the production of the car and the production of the electricity is worse than the gas car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's true. Well, the battery's
big, yeah.
The battery issue is not going to go away. I just read an article that they're doing, it's on CNN.com, fake news, but
Water-based.
no, there's all these companies now that more of Greenland is the ice and stuff is melting off.
Mm-hmm.
There's companies trying to get in there and look and see what kind of minerals are there to
in the newly
dig.
opened up land.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Conan tried to buy Greenland?
I love Conan. I love his podcast. That's like probably it's probably one of the like the number one. It's probably the number one entertainment thing I look forward to during the week.
Really?
Yeah, his podcast comes out same as us. His comes out like midnight.
I just got prickly peared.
Sunday.
Interesting.
See, it is interesting. I didn't like it at the beginning, but by the time I got halfway through, I was into it.
Yes, this episode brought to you by Kona Spiked Island Seltzer and Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Both.
What I like about Conan's podcast is formatted like there's like 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning, 5 or 10 minutes at the end where it's just 100% silly, has nothing to do with the interview. And Conan is like so great at just taking something off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was listening to one right now and I was laughing so hard right when I pulled up. He was talking about he's the godfather to his assistant's twins that she had. But
Sona.
And so they went to like their christening or whatever.
Yeah. Let's continue and then let's talk about godfathers.
And he was talking about how he was just the story was how they started misbehaving in church, but then he makes it like when they brought them into the building and they saw a cross on the wall, they had like these demonic utterances,
yeah.
And they were crawling up the walls and their eyes turned into fiery coals and all this stuff. It's just like so insane.
Yeah.
But he's the best at like making anything like silly so funny. So if you want a podcast that's just as good as this one,
Yeah.
maybe better.
What's it called again?
Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And then in the middle, they have a chunk of, normal interview. But a lot of times those get silly too. But
yeah. So what's the deal with this Godfather thing? Besides pizza, Godfather in my childhood growing up, the only thing that existed was Godfather's Pizza on Mile Hill.
we didn't have a Godfather.
We didn't have no Godfather, Godmother, anything like that. And then other people in my life, shout out Nate and John. I think Nate is the godfather of John's oldest or something like that. So John would know. And then Lauren's family does the godfathers and godmothers. And it's like, what does it even mean?
Catholic?
Is it a Catholic thing? Is that what the base is of it all?
I don't know.
'Cause what even is it? Because it's like, oh, they're responsible for them, kind of, or something.
I don't even know because there's two sides. There's one, and maybe this is a non-Catholic something side, but there's like the legal side where like if you have a will and you have like what's going to happen to your kids.
Is that called a godfather in the will?
What I was going to say is in some circumstances, I have heard that referred to as a godfather, but I don't know if that's just because of the other side, which is just more of this person is in their life and they're supposed to be a good influence. They're supposed to be like, you don't always want to go to your parents.
They're maybe not necessarily family,
but
blood.
There's somebody in your life who sort of like adds, some morals, adds some guidance,
mentor or whatever,
mentorship. I don't know.
I don't have any idea. I don't have a godfather or mother that I'm aware of.
I can't even think of who would be the closest.
Then there's fairy godmothers. What are those?
Yeah, but there's no fairy godfathers.
Yeah, what's with that? Disney.
Speaking of sexist, speaking of massage,
Disney wasn't big.
mystic.
Disney wasn't big on parents, period. For a long time. I mean, what's the first like Disney parent you could think of? The Incredibles?
The badonkadonk.
Mrs. Incredibles. Badonk.
Yeah, I don't know.
The mom in Toy Story, 1995.
Well, I was gonna say Goofy and Max.
Oh, the Goofy movie. The Leaning Tower of Cheese. But what's the band's
I have that.
name?
I have that shirt. It doesn't fit. I'm too fat right now.
What do you have?
The Michael Jackson, Eye to Eye guy. I think that's what the song's called.
The artist or whatever?
Yeah.
You have the shirt?
Yeah.
Powerline?
Powerline. Yeah. Yeah. How cool is that though?
I can't think of the words. What's the chorus? Don't hold back. Oh, shoot.
Oh
I
man.
really need to hear it. Powerline.
Oh wait. Oh, you had. Yes.
But then it goes into a chorus.
And then he screams from the lights. He's like, "Do the cast."
Oh, yeah. The cast. Remember when they go to the hillbilly Chuck E. Cheese place?
I love that. That movie's still funny. I think we watched it like a year ago.
Oh, I should have watched. Last week, Lauren and I watched Beauty and the Beast.
How was it?
Good. We were singing all the songs that I was surprised I even knew them all. And I literally had not seen
Beauty and the Beast.
seen it in forever.
There goes the girl with the
Look at the costume
Cosplay.
cosplay. That's hilarious.
It's like borderline furry.
Yeah. It's like him and then the girl from Space Jam. Okay, pause.
Oh man.
This is the final. This is like
Yeah.
when they
This is
sneak
it.
in. Although I kind of like the high school concert version better.
The perfect cast. That's what he says.
Reaching out for each other's hand, that we'll discover what we should have known all along.
What are you doing here? Hey!
One way or another, together's where we both belong. If we listen to each other's eyes, find we're never too far apart, and maybe love is the reason why.
Yeah, Goofy comes up on the stage. I thought it was the Max.
That Goofy ain't there!
He does it at the end.
He'll be there.
I love those memes where it's all like the Disney characters and people are like confessing like how sexy they are and
Their
stuff
sexual
like that.
awakening. I was about to say mine was the backup dancers in this. That's the joke.
He's looking nervous. And he goes,
Hey, Dad! To the perfect cast! Yes, to the perfect cast!
that sure is a good song. Wait, see if now go on Spotify and see if there's versions of this song.
You know who else had good actual songs? Was Fairly Odd Parents. Chip Skylark was like their pop star.
Yeah.
And it was played by one of the Backstreet Boys or guys from NSYNC.
Oh,
I
really?
forget. And there was one, my shiny teeth in me. My shiny teeth that sparkle. And it's like, it was all about, he had like perfect teeth. What am I looking up? Spotify.
Oh,
But remember in the Goofy movie, the other guy, his friend's RV
yeah,
with the hot tub and stuff?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, oh, man.
he's got the bowling alley on top.
Oh, yeah. The bowling alley, the hot tub pops out, all that stuff. I was like, it was like, that's amazing.
Speaking of perfect teeth, I do have an update on Declan being cute. What did I say? Is something about dreams? Oh, he tried to trick the tooth fairy, or he asked if there was a rock fairy.
The Rock.
Well, then the next,
Tevin Campbell is the singer.
a couple days later, he's been doing all kinds of crazy dominoes at home, and we have the white, like, porcelain or whatever, ceramic, whatever, dominoes. And then Declan, he had the crazy idea, because the back is just solid white.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, 2 days after the rock fairy, then he's like, I'm going to trick the tooth fairy, and they're going to think this is a tooth.
Okay, so I was right about the other song. I said stand up, but it's stand out among the crowd. That's the one he does in the school.
Oh, yeah. Do that one. That one's good, too. We're not monetized yet. Yeah.
Tevin Campbell.
Open up your eyes, take a look at me. Get the picture fixed in your memory. I'm driven by the rhythm like the beat of a heart. And I won't stop until
This actually was cool, too.
I stand out. Stand out. Some people settle for the typical thing. Living all their
I want to hear, like, a
lives
different
living
version of that song. They got to be out there.
Just a matter of time before I move to the front of the line. Once you're watching every move that I make, you gotta believe that I got one day.
Then he attaches the hook to his pants.
Even if I gotta shout out loud, somebody's the only face that you'll see. Gonna stand out, so you know it's me.
So good.
Wow. Yeah, can you just see if there's, like, a different version of
Of what?
maybe that last song? Was that I Do I? Is that the last one? Is it with a 2?
He did it. The original is eye to eye, eye to eye.
Oh, Eye to Eye.
It's a Japanese cover.
Oh, we need to translate.
Sorry, it has Japanese writing on the cover, but he's from Norway.
I got one.
Is this the I was gonna say, who's the band that always plays on St. Patrick's Day? Flogging Molly cover.
Okay. If there's any parents out there who listen to Jake the Neverland Pirates, that's what that reminds me of. So you might know that one.
Jake the Neverman.
Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
Oh yeah, then there was the extremely goofy movie. That was the
If I
many people know that song? You know what I mean?
Here is a whole podcast about the Goofy movie, reviewing it, and it says it's reportedly the blackest Disney movie ever.
Just from the two songs.
A high bar considering the Proud Family movie and the Princess and the Frog.
Was it just those two songs that make it the blackest
But not
movie
too
ever?
high to trip over. Well, you'll have to listen to this hour and 24-minute podcast by
Okay, wait. I will listen to it.
my show Mission.
I screenshot it and send it to me. I'll report back.
Oh, I'll send.
Or send me the...
I'm working on it.
You know what I mean? It's like...
Have you used your little yeah?
No, I haven't used a DJ machine yet, but let me finish one thing and I'll talk about that. You know how people talk about like the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, you know?
How
like,
it was a staple.
Yeah, even when Dad was growing up, and Dad's not super old, but he only had 3 stations.
Yeah.
When he was young, they didn't have cable, so it's like. But what it meant is that everybody across the whole U.S. had all these common experiences and common language and common TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you were like a black family versus a white family or something like that, there was a chance you still had crossover entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think there's just going to be so much like less and less of that. It makes me think
Well,
of
that's how
like
it is like with music now.
that Goofy movie. Yeah, music the same way. And it makes me think like the Goofy movie, like that might be one of the last movies. Think about how many people your age, because that is actually a little bit young for me, but who know.
I feel like now in my peers, that's old.
What do you mean?
Like that was 1995 or whatever. I feel like maybe like that was more to me because that was one of the 7 things we had on VHS.
Oh, you think it was you were a little bit too young for?
No, I think I'm older. I'm
Oh.
elder millennial.
Well, either way, I mean, think about.
But yeah.
Just around your age who know that movie
Yeah.
and know those songs.
Lauren and I were talking about how like it's kind of trendy now, all the 90s stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, they don't know who Xenon is. Girl of the 21st Century. Remember that Disney Channel movie? You might have been too old for that.
I was too old, but I remember the name.
Yeah.
Tammy's been watching Kyle XY, if anybody remembers that.
Oh, yeah. No belly button. I remember her watching it the first time.
Yeah, we did watch that.
But, yeah, and then they're doing all these, what is the I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's already
they're
old.
doing those
It's already too
posts.
old.
I know they're doing those posts, and it's like you don't even know what that song is.
Yeah, true. And some people are just posting like pictures of them when they were younger, and they just like completely normal. It's like,
Yeah. So
yeah, it's strange. What a weird time. I can't wait to listen to that podcast. I will.
I kind of want to listen to it now.
I can't wait to lose weight and wear that shirt.
I can't wait to lose weight too.
Dude, you gotta lose weight. You're gonna go to Mexico in 10 days.
I know. It didn't work. It worked a little bit. Then I started working too much.
I know.
I was like going to the gym I was going to the gym like 5 days a week for 2 weeks and then work.
You were?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we can cut. We'll be fine. We'll be fine with the amount of this podcast. I said we were going to update. See, we had a nice positive, like, change of plans.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any plans, but we just went where the wind
I know
led
someone
us.
asked me how much planning we put into the episodes. I said so much.
however long it takes to put 2 words into the notes app.
When does this episode come out? Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
All right.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Monday. You know what? I hope you're enjoying. I didn't get anybody to interact with the episode. I haven't been pulling up the statistics of the episode.
I
lately.
never have.
And so
Like
nobody's.
when Lauren asked if I wanted her to listen to it, I said, I don't care if anyone listens to it.
I still have in mind. I want her.
You're gonna find one. for
Yeah,
her
I'm
to
gonna
listen to.
I'm gonna think of one good one, and I'll know when I'm editing it. Like this is emblematic. I think about that sometimes. I think, how would somebody jump in if they
'Cause
really
can't
want to
you,
start
like,
listening?
Can't you like pin some on Apple on the podcast app? You can I think you can pin some that are like at the top, like your top ones or whatever.
I don't know, but I should look.
I know on Spotify, Joe Rogan has like popular ones that come up. The first two, one's most streamed and one's most popular or something like that. Recently popular.
I don't know if the app does that or if somebody's choosing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Maybe I should look.
Shout out to this episode when we talked about transportation and mass transportation, and shout out to Tokyo Shibuya crossing, the busiest crossing in the world. It's currently, I believe, about 1:30 there p.m. and it is lit AF. We're watching it on the live stream in the studio right now.
We exchanged trippy vibes for Japanese people crossing a busy crosswalk.
There's probably close to 100 people crossing the walkway at a time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And this is just a Wednesday or Friday afternoon.
I know, dude.
There's a Guns N' Roses poster thing there. What's that called? I keep wanting to say
I don't
boardwalk,
see it.
but what's the term for those things? Why can't it? Billboard.
Billboard.
I don't say boardwalk.
I almost said bulletin board.
Right above the crowd is Guns N' Roses.
Well, sorry for not remembering things like Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. Can't remember names
I don't
anymore.
even know that movie.
The Island.
I'll have to watch it.
It's another one I remember Waterworld was one of the first adult sort of movies, because we had restrictive, parents in a good way, I'd say movie wise.
I always remember watching the Titanic with them, and then you and I had to go in the other room for 20 minutes.
What I remember for 20, it wasn't that long.
Or whatever, until come, all right, come back in.
You know what I remember about that? It was on 2 VHSs.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that whole night for some reason.
Me too.
I didn't know anything. Maybe I was assuming they're killing each other and just entrails everywhere.
You got to watch that?
What?
That's odd.
I didn't watch that.
No, I mean, not that, but you were watching the rest of the movie?
Yeah, I saw the guy jump off the back and hit the propeller and go flinging into the water.
Wait, we should do some math for next episode and figure out how old you and I were.
When did the Titanic come out on VHS?
Okay, yeah, let me say, because I remember watching
1998. I was 7 years old.
I remember. That is so funny because
it might not have been that year, but it might have been the next year. It might have been 8.
Because movies were in the theater for longer then. Took longer to come out on VHS. But still, it's yeah, that's so funny. That is a good example of the first kid versus second kid scenario.
Yeah.
Of yeah.
I feel like also, with the restrictiveness, killing anything historical was cool no matter what.
Oh, yeah. It's like Braveheart or
things like that.
Whatever.
I remember it was a big deal. Dad rented Alien, and that was okay, this is going to be your first scary movie. Mm-hmm. And it was entertaining. Well,
I remember watching Waterworld and liking it, and now it's one of the most
Yeah,
made
people
fun of
don't-
movies
people don't like
ever. So I need to rewatch that. I need to put that on my list of things to do because I need to see what's so hated about it. Because in my mind,
Yeah.
it was like, well, like I said, it was one of the first adult movies I watched.
Yeah.
That 7 Years in Tibet with Brad Pitt. I
haven't
watched
seen
that.
it. But I feel like ever since I watched Lamb last year, I'll watch any movie. The Icelandic sheep farmers that have the little sheep human baby.
Yes, I remember.
And it's not even in
recall.
English. The whole thing is in Icelandic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're trailing off this episode, and I hope you
Started on movies, back to movies.
drop your movie suggestions in the comments. Give us some movies to watch so we can talk about them. That'd be fun. You know what I like to do? If anybody says this book is my favorite book, I will read that book because I think you learn a lot about somebody. If you want to drop your favorite movie in the comments and I haven't seen it, I will watch it.
Yeah.
And we'll report.
I like watching movies.
Yeah, we'll report back with some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, you said wrap it up. I forgot. Go ahead.
You got to say slag somewhere in that.
Yeah. I feel like it's been a little while. I feel like I haven't been here. I've been working so much that queer. Thank you for listening. Sorry, I've been dragging something. Yes,
Slagging.
slagging.